Amazon dropshipping automation. Can you make money with it? Is it a real thing or is it a scam? In this video, I'm going to go over and answer this question for you. So, dropshipping on Amazon, of course, is done generally 100% online. So that means that in theory, you could outsource it. Like I think I got 8 full-time VAs for my Amazon store now. So what there is there's people out there that basically say, I know what I'm doing when it comes to Amazon. I'm going to run your store for you and make money with it. And the thing is that Amazon is very sensitive. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong quickly, and there's a lot of moving parts. I got like 8 full-time VAs that are in my Amazon store. So there's a lot of moving parts. And Amazon's very strict. They have very strict, tight metrics. So if someone really knows what they're doing, and they know all the moving parts of it, and they're willing to watch over your store, in theory, they could run your store correctly without issues. From what I have seen, and I've been involved in this space for a while, I got a lot of people that have tried Amazon automation. From what I've seen, a lot of people run into issues because they just blindly trust someone to run their store, and the person that runs their store doesn't really know what they're doing. Or they're committed for a few weeks and then they just go away, and they've given all the responsibility to this individual. This person goes away and then their store's metrics get messed up. Their store gets suspended. They run into a lot of issues. So I would say that if you're going to, now that doesn't mean Amazon automation can't work, but I would say if you are going to get involved in it, there's a few things that I would do first to make sure that you're more protected. First, I always recommend you should just do it yourself. Because if you do it yourself, you're in full control over it. And then when you know what you're doing, you can prevent problems. Because if the person you outsourced it to, if they don't know what they're doing, or maybe they say they do and they're just lying to you, or they get lazy, it's still your money. It's still your account. And that can, your account can get hold up. Your money cannot get deposited. You could have to appeal it. Worst case scenario, you could have to hire a lawyer and give them money to go after it. There's a lot of problems that can come down the line, down the pipe. So my recommendation is just do it yourself. Do it yourself. That way you're in control. You have more peace of mind. And then when there's issues, you can step in and get them fixed, and not just hope and pray that someone's going to step in and you're not going to lose possibly all your life savings or all your money in your Amazon store. Now, if you're wanting to go ahead and do it, and there are people out there that can do it correctly. There's, from my experience, not a lot of them, but if you are going to get involved with someone, I would recommend doing a couple things. The first thing is I would ask for references. I would want to speak to 5 different people that's been using their service for a period of time, speak to them, and get their opinion on it. 5 references. I'd ask for 5, not 1, not 2, but 5 different people you could contact that have bought their service that would say good things about them. And you'd be surprised. You might say, well, Aaron, if they got a big company, there's going to be at least 5 people that can say good things. Not really. If they not know what they're doing and they're not on top of it, they probably couldn't even produce 3. Get 5 to be safe. The next thing I would say is the bare minimum, at least learn a little bit about the business yourself. That way you can know what to look for. That way you can check it into your store, because ultimately it's still your store. It's still your money that's buying the products. So if an issue goes wrong and you get screwed, that is your fault because you gave that responsibility to someone else. Now, it's almost like my VAs, right? So I hire my VAs and I give them responsibility. And they could do the wrong things and mess up my store. But because I train them and because I coach them, it's like I'm more connected to it. Now, they could still do things that kind of mess up the store, but it's like there's more of a relationship that's built there. And it's like I'm directly connected to them, and if there's an issue, I know how to look out for the issue, and B, the second thing is I know how to coach them and say, okay, this was the error, this is what we need to do better. So I'm not saying you shouldn't outsource it, to an automation service, but if you do, you don't just want to get involved just to get in, a lot of people will say anything to try to get your money, to be honest. So, like, if you do want to go this route, understand that what someone says and what they do could be two different things, and just make sure you've gotten some references and you understand kind of the risks and rewards before you take that leap. I recommend just doing it yourself. That way you have more control. That way you can fix problems better, but at the end of the day, it is up to you, but those are just some warnings for people that are thinking about getting into Amazon automation.